You don't remember applying for any job in a town called Ravenhollow. Yet here you are, holding a letter with your name on it, written in ink so fresh it stains your fingertips. No envelope, no postmark, just a folded piece of paper waiting on your doorstep when you came home last night. Come to Ravenhollow. We've been waiting for you. D. There's no return address, no explanation. But something inside you, something you can't explain, feels like this letter was meant for you. As if the paper knows your name, knows your fears, knows your past. You toss it aside that night, trying to forget it. But when you wake up, it's on your pillow. Again. That's the first time you feel watched. The drive to Ravenhollow isn't on any GPS. You check online, but the town doesn't show up on Google Maps. No photos, no reviews, no population stats. But still, when you type the name Ravenhollow into the search bar, your browser freezes, then restarts. And there it is, just a single link. Ravenhollow, for those who are lost. No website, just text. And suddenly, your phone dies. Dead battery. No explanation. You should have taken that as a sign. It's foggy when you arrive. The kind of fog that seems to move on its own, curling through the trees like fingers, reaching for the car as you roll slowly down the cracked road. You pass an old wooden sign. It's faded, barely legible. Welcome to Ravenhollow. Population scratched out. The houses look abandoned. Windows boarded up. Curtains swaying, even though there's no wind. And yet, you feel like you're being watched from every shadow. You park the car. Silence. No birds. No people. Just the sound of your heartbeat in your ears. And that's when you hear it. The bell. A single, echoing chime from the town's clock tower, long rusted, leaning slightly to the left. One chime. And then silence again. You follow the sound. Drawn, not by curiosity, but by something deeper. Something primal. Something you can't name. The house at the end of the street is waiting for you. You don't know how you know, but you do. It's tall, Victorian, covered in ivy and shadows. The door creaks open before you even touch it. Inside, the air is thick, heavy with dust and secrets. A staircase spirals upward like a spine. Portraits line the walls, faces that seem almost familiar. Too familiar. And in the center of the room, on a small wooden table, is another letter. You made it. Welcome home. D. Home. You don't live here. You've never even been here. And yet, in that moment, your mind betrays you. Flashes of memories that don't belong to you. Or maybe they do. A little girl laughing at the top of the stairs. A man crying in the mirror. A door you were told never to open. The letter burns hot in your hand. You drop it, but the paper doesn't fall. It floats, gently, like it's alive. And then, footsteps. Upstairs. You're not alone. Do you run? Do you stay? You don't know. But your legs start moving, up the stairs, toward the sound. One creaking step at a time. The hallway is narrow, dimly lit. Doors on either side. Some open, some closed. But the last door at the end is different. It's covered in locks. Heavy ones. Old ones. Scratched into the wood, with fingernails or something worse, are the words, "Do not open." But of course, you do. The door creaks wide, and behind it is not a room. It's a mirror, huge, covered in dust. And in that mirror, you don't see yourself. You see someone else. Their eyes meet yours, and they smile. You stare into the mirror. The face staring back is not yours. At first glance, it's similar. Same eyes, same mouth. But then, The details unravel. The expression is too calm. The eyes are too dark. And worst of all, the reflection blinks before you do. You step back. It doesn't. It leans forward and whispers, but you hear nothing. Your heartbeat fills your ears like a drum. The mirror hums, vibrates, almost breathing. Your hand trembles as you reach toward it, compelled, hypnotized. Not by fear, but by something deeper. Recognition. You've seen this before. In your dreams. The ones you never remembered fully. The ones you woke from sweating, shaking, forgetting everything except a single name scratched into your mind. Raven Hollow. The reflection moves again. You freeze. This time, it lifts its hand and draws a letter D on the inside of the mirror. But there's no fog, no dust, just that single glowing letter. And then, crack. A spiderweb fracture shoots across the glass. You stumble back. The sound echoes through the hall like a gunshot. But no one comes. No one checks. No one screams. Because no one is here. Or maybe they're all watching. You slam the door shut and run. Down the hall. Down the stairs. Through the creaking front door. Back to your car. Only your car is gone. You blink. Twice. The empty street stretches in both directions. Fog thicker than before. You check your phone. Still dead. You shout into the silence. Hello. No answer. Just that bell again. 2 chimes this time. Ding. Ding. You turn around. And on the doorstep of the house is another letter. Same paper, same ink. You can't leave. Not yet. The town remembers you, even if you don't. D. You crush the paper in your fist, but the words burn into your skin. You drop it. It's gone before it hits the ground. You're trapped. You wander the streets of Raven Hollow, each house more decayed than the last. No lights, no movement. But sometimes, if you look out of the corner of your eye, you see shadows, moving behind windows, or watching from rooftops. And always, always, that feeling, like someone is just behind you, breathing, smiling, waiting. You find a small store. Its sign hangs crooked. Miller's General Goods, EST 1903. You push open the door. It groans like a wounded animal. Inside, the air is cold. Shelves are lined with dust-covered cans, faded labels, and items that feel decades out of place. Then you hear it. A soft hum. A song. Coming from behind the counter. You approach slowly and find an old woman sitting in a rocking chair, knitting nothing. Just looping empty yarn. She doesn't look up. Another one, she mutters. You hesitate. Another what? Her eyes finally rise to meet yours. They're white. Completely. Like pearls. You shouldn't have opened the door. Who is Dee? You ask. She smiles. You'll know when the town decides it's time. Before you can ask more, the lights in the store flicker, then cut out completely. You panic. Reach for your phone. Still dead. When the lights return, the woman is gone. The chair rocks slowly, and on the floor is a photo. You pick it up. It's you, standing in front of the mirror from the house. Except the reflection isn't blurred. It's clear, and it's smiling wider now. As you leave the store, the fog begins to rise. This isn't just fog. It pulls at you, tugs your clothes, brushes your skin, whispers your name in voices that sound like loved ones you've forgotten. You run again, and somehow you're back at the house, as if the streets are folding into themselves, as if you're meant to return. And this time, the front door is already open. Inside, waiting on the table, is another letter. You don't want to read it, but your hands move on their own. Do you remember the basement? You were never supposed to come back, but you did. You always do. D. You didn't know the house had a basement, but now you do. You stand in the hallway, staring at the door you didn't see before. It's at the end of the corridor, where there was nothing just minutes ago. No frame, no hinges, just a wall. But now, it's here. Tall, wooden, painted the same dead gray as the fog outside, but the paint is cracked, peeling like old skin, and at the center of it, scorched into the wood, is the letter D. No knob, just silence. Then, a soft click. The sound of a lock, unlocking itself. The door opens just a crack, enough to let out a slow exhale of cold air that smells like dirt and rust and something that used to be alive. You tell yourself not to go in, but your feet move anyway. One step, then another. The door creaks wider as you approach, inviting you in like a whisper in the dark. You reach the top of the stairs. The basement is pitch black. You can't see the bottom, but you can feel it watching you. You take a breath, grip the railing, and descend. Each step groans beneath your weight. The deeper you go, the colder it gets. The air turns thick, like breathing through wet cloth. You pass the 8th step, then the 10th. You lose count. You start to wonder if you're walking in circles, spiraling downward into a place outside of time. Then, your foot hits solid ground. You're in a room. Stone walls, damp, dripping. Pipes hiss quietly above you. You pull out your phone on instinct. Still dead, but its screen lights up just enough to reveal a mural on the far wall. You walk closer. It's a painting, sloppily done, almost like a child's work. But the figures are horrifying. A circle of people with hollow faces, holding hands, eyes bleeding, and in the center, a figure in a long black coat, head bent, face hidden, but the letter D is scratched into its chest. Below the painting, scratched in uneven letters. We gave him what he wanted. He always comes back. Suddenly, something clicks behind you. The sound of a chain. You spin around. The door is gone. The staircase is gone. Just a solid wall behind you now. You're trapped. You back away, your chest heaving. That's when you see the second letter, resting in a pool of dust. You buried me here. You left me to rot. And now, I remember. D. Your knees weaken. A memory teases the edge of your brain. Hands digging. Dirt under your nails. Rain pouring. A scream. A grave. Then, footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Coming from the far side of the basement. You see nothing. But the sound gets louder. Closer. You spin around, eyes darting, but the room is dim. Shadows crawl across the walls like living things. Then, you see a shape. In the corner. Not moving. Not breathing. Just standing. Watching. The coat is black. Long, dusty. Its head slowly lifts. You still can't see its face, but its eyes glow red. You run. Panic takes over. You claw at the wall where the stairs were, punching, screaming, bleeding. Nothing gives. Then, a whisper in your ear. You left me down here. Now we're both home. You turn. Nothing. Except a new door that wasn't there before. Smaller. Older. It looks like a door to a cellar, or a crypt. With no other choice, you open it. Inside is a hallway, far too long to fit beneath the house. Its walls are covered in photos. Hundreds of them. You recognize every single face. Your childhood friends. Your parents. Old teachers. Strangers you passed once on a train, all of them, eyes scratched out, mouths sewn shut in the photos. And at the end of the hall is a mirror, the same one from before. But this time, your reflection doesn't copy you. It waves, then begins to bleed from the eyes, and on the surface of the mirror, in dripping red, appears. You can't wake up this time. Suddenly, the floor splits beneath you. You fall, falling, into darkness. You wake up in a bed, the same house, same dusty sheets. Your clothes are clean, no blood, no dust. A knock at the door. You walk to it slowly. Outside is a mailbox. A single envelope rests inside. You open it with shaking hands. You've made it through the first layer. Let's see how deep this goes. Welcome home, D. You drop the letter. The town bell rings again. 3 chimes. Each one heavier than the last. Each one echoing through your bones. You step outside the house, gripping the letter tightly. The air is thick with that same fog, only now, it hums. It feels alive, breathing. You look around, the street is empty again, but not quiet. There's something behind the fog. Movement, shapes, shadows without owners. And all of them seem to be watching you. You hear a faint rustle behind you and spin around, but the house is gone. Only fog, and a small trail of black feathers leading into the forest. You don't remember a forest being here, but none of this place makes sense anymore. Still holding the letter, you begin to follow the trail. The trees bend inward as you pass, like they're leaning in to whisper secrets. Bark twisted like tortured faces. Leaves that look more like burnt paper than anything living. And then, you hear him. A voice. Low. Familiar. Full of something ancient. You buried the truth. But truth doesn't rot. It waits. You stop cold. That voice, it's not outside your head. It's inside. Suddenly, your foot hits something solid. A clearing. In the center, a well, ancient, moss-covered, made of stone that seems far older than this town. A single symbol is etched into the rim. Delta. You kneel, peer into the well. There's no water. Just darkness. Endless. And in that blackness, you see something move. A face. Yours. But wrong. Its mouth opens, silently screaming. Then, your reflection reaches up from the well. You fall back, heart slamming in your chest. But when you blink, it's gone. At the edge of the clearing, a figure stands. Tall, still, wrapped in that same long coat. Face hidden in shadow. You can't move. You can't scream. He doesn't speak. Just lifts his hand and points. Behind you. You turn slowly. A door. Standing freely in the middle of the woods. No walls. No hinges. Just a freestanding door with chipped red paint and the same symbol Delta burned into the center. It creaks open, and from within comes laughter. Not the laughter of children. This is deeper, ragged, broken, like someone trying to remember how to sound human. And layered under the laughter, a faint whisper. The third toll wakes what never sleeps. You should run. You don't. You step through the door. You're back in town, but it's not the same. Everything is darker, colder. The buildings look burnt, like they've been abandoned for decades. Windows shattered. Doors hanging off rusted hinges. You walk down the street, the town bell still echoing in your mind. That's when you see them. The people. Standing still. All of them. Lined along the sidewalks. Unmoving. Their faces completely blank. No eyes, no mouths. Their heads slowly turned to face you in unison. and from their eyeless faces, they speak as one. You should not have come back. Your legs carry you forward even as your body screams to run. You turn down a familiar alley, one you remember from your childhood. But this time, something's waiting at the end. A mirror, tall, cracked, and inside, you're not alone. Your reflection smiles at you. Then its eyes start to bleed. It lifts its hand and writes a message on the glass in reverse. Wake up, if you still can. Then it shatters. Behind it is a door you've never seen before, carved out of wood so black it seems to absorb light. On it, the symbol Delta, glowing faintly, and carved beneath it, barely visible. To go deeper is to remember. To remember is to open the grave. You hesitate. You turn to run. But the town is gone. Just an endless hallway now. And this is the only way forward. You place your hand on the door. It's warm, like skin. And when you push, it opens. Darkness. Then a single candle lights itself in the center of the room. It illuminates a circle. Symbols on the floor. Old, worn, and at the center, a box. Wooden, small, just large enough to hold a letter. You approach. The box has no lock. You open it. Inside is a tape recorder. You press play. The voice is your own. If you're hearing this, it means you're still alive, but not for long. I made a deal. I buried him, but he never stayed dead. And now, I'm sorry. He's awake again. He's looking for you. The tape cuts to static. The candle goes out, and then, from the shadows, a whisper right next to your ear. D. You don't scream. You don't even breathe. You just stand there, heart pounding in the blackness. That voice, that whisper, it was right next to you. But when you reach out, there's nothing. Just cold, empty space. Then, another sound. A soft tap. Tap. Tap behind you. You turn slowly. A light flickers in the hallway again, revealing muddy footprints leading away from the circle. Your footprints. But you've been standing still, haven't you? You follow them. Each step echoes like you're walking inside a giant hollow skull. The silence around you feels too loud, like the world is holding its breath. The hallway twists unnaturally, stretching longer than it should. Walls warp. The air turns heavy. Your vision blurs at the edges. And then you see it. A door. Not wooden. Not ancient. A hospital door. Clean. White. Stainless steel handle. You blink, and suddenly, you're wearing a hospital bracelet. It has your name, but the date is wrong. 20 years off. You open the door and step into a hospital room. Machines beep. White sheets. Empty chairs. But there, on the bed, you lie unconscious. Breathing. Still. Alive. And sitting beside your bed is D. His face is finally visible. Except, it's not just his. It keeps changing. Your father. Your friend. That boy from school. The old man from the woods. All of them flicker through his features, like a broken slideshow of every face you once trusted. He smiles. We've met before. You just don't remember what you did. You shake your head, backing away. What are you? He stands. I'm the price. The part of you buried so deep, you forgot I existed. But I never left. The machines start screaming. Red lights flashing. The version of you in the bed begins convulsing. And D. He just watches. You opened the door. Now you'll have to remember. He reaches out and touches your forehead with one icy finger. The world snaps. Flash. You're a kid again. Same town. Same home. It's the night of the fire. You remember now. You were the one who lit the match. Not on purpose. You just wanted to scare him. But the wind caught it. The curtains. The wood. And suddenly, the orphanage was burning. You screamed. But only one person came to save you. D. He pulled you out. But he never left. You're back in the hospital room. The machines have stopped. The bed is empty. And D. Gone. On the floor where he stood, a message is written in ashes. To escape, you must finish what you started. You walk out of the hospital room and find yourself back in the town's cemetery. Fog swirling. The church bell tolls again, this time only once. And there, in front of a grave with your name carved into the headstone, stands a child. He turns slowly. He looks like you, but younger, sad, scared. He walks up to you, eyes glassy. I've been here the whole time, waiting for you to come back. You kneel down. Who are you? He looks down. The part of you that never forgave yourself. Behind him, another door appears. Red, cracked, burning at the edges. He points at it. You have to close it, or he'll come through. You don't ask who he is. You already know. You grab the child's hand. Walk together toward the door. Each step feels like walking through flames, every memory burning brighter in your mind. The fire, the screams, the choice you made. But you keep walking, because you have to. You reach the door. The child looks up at you one last time. When it shuts, I disappear too. You hesitate. He nods. It's okay. I was never meant to stay. You close your eyes and slam the door shut. Silence. Then, sunlight. Birds. You open your eyes. You're standing in the center of the town. Alive. The fog is gone. No more whispers. No more doors. Just peace. You look down. Your hands are clean. Your name is still yours. And from somewhere distant, a final whisper. Thank you for remembering. The air feels cleaner now. The sun is shining. Birds sing from the trees. The streets are empty, but peaceful. For a moment, you almost think it's over. Almost. But you can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. Too calm. You walk down the main street of the town, your footsteps echoing against the pavement. The same buildings, the same cracked sidewalks. But everything feels different now, as if it's waiting for something, or someone. And that's when you see them. Not the people you expect. Not the ones you saw standing silently on the street corners. These people are alive. You know them. They were in your childhood. Friends, neighbors, people you once trusted. But now, there's something strange about them. They don't speak. They just watch. You approach one of them. Mr. Heller, the old man who used to sit by the fountain in the town square. Mr. Heller? He doesn't respond. His eyes are glassy, empty. He only blinks once. And then the air seems to crackle with static. You're back. The words are cold, robotic. You step back, a chill crawling up your spine. Why are they looking at you like this? You keep walking, not daring to look at Mr. Heller again. You turn the corner into the old alleyway, hoping to escape the feeling of being watched. But as you turn, you see another one. Martha, the baker's wife. Her hands are covered in flour, but her eyes, they're wrong. She tilts her head as you pass by. It's not over, is it? You freeze. That wasn't just a question. That was her remembering. A voice breaks the silence. It's never over. You turn. Dee stands there, as he always does, smiling with those fractured features. You didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You want to run, but something keeps you rooted to the spot. It's like you've stepped into a dream you can't wake up from. The people, the whispers, the feeling of being trapped. You've broken free, haven't you? You shut the door. You escaped. But this town, it has a way of remembering. You turn around, scanning the street for any way out. And then you see it. At the far end of the street. A building you don't recognize. You've lived here your whole life. There's no building at the end of the street. Not this one. It's an old bookshop. Its windows are dirty, the sign hanging crookedly, the door slightly ajar. You approach cautiously, and as you step inside, the door creaks behind you. The air is musty. Old books pile up against the walls. Stacks of yellowed paper and cracked leather. The smell of ink and dust overwhelms your senses. But the shop is empty at first. Then you hear a faint sound. Footsteps. And there, standing in the center of the store, is Martha. She's holding a book. The cover is worn, almost too familiar. You've always known this story. You've just forgotten it. She opens the book. It's your name written across the first page. You step back, heart racing. What is this? Her eyes flicker, and she doesn't answer. Instead, she reads aloud, the words falling from her lips like whispers in the night. Once you remember the door, you'll never escape. The town knows. The town never forgets. Her voice grows fainter, like the echo of a long-lost memory. And suddenly, you realize, this town, this place, is a prison. Not just for you, but for everyone. You were never meant to escape. You turn and sprint toward the door. But before you can reach it, the walls begin to shift. They remember you. The shelves start to tilt. The books on the floor rise up, as if the store itself is alive. It's trying to keep you here. But you push through. You burst through the door, heart pounding, and stumble out onto the street. The town looks the same. But you know better now. The town is alive. And it remembers everything you've done. Everything you've forgotten. The faces of those you've known, the people from your past, are still watching you. They're waiting. You stop, breathless. It's time, a voice whispers from behind you. You spin. Dee stands on the corner, his expression unreadable. You didn't just bury the town. You buried yourself. The bell rings once more, its sound sending a shudder through your body. The third toll, and with it, the fog rolls in again. You turn to run, but it's too late. The fog closes in around you, and you hear them, the voices, whispers, screams, laughter. It's all too much, and it feels like you're drowning in the memories of the town, its people, your past. You try to scream, but the fog muffles your voice. The world around you grows darker. And then, the door appears. The same door. The one you closed. But this time, it's different. This time, you don't have to open it. It opens on its own. And as it swings wide, you're pulled in. You're standing in front of the door. It opened on its own, as if it knew you would come. And despite every instinct telling you to run, to turn and flee from this nightmare that's consumed the town, you step forward. As you pass through, the fog clears, but the sense of dread doesn't lift. You find yourself in a different place. The air is thick here, heavier than it should be. And the door behind you, gone. Vanished without a trace. The room you're in is unfamiliar, yet somehow, not. You've been here before. You recognize the old furniture, the cracked windows, the rusted metal pipes that twist across the ceiling. It's the town's old factory. Or, at least, it used to be. But it feels like something out of time, as if it's stuck in between two worlds. A figure steps out from the shadows. You freeze. It's D. But this time, he's different. No longer just a broken smile. No longer just a man flickering between faces. This is the true D. His eyes are dark pools, endless and bottomless. His clothes are tattered, stained with time. And his voice, low, almost humming, like it's vibrating through your bones. You thought you closed it. But the door doesn't close. Not really. He steps forward, a slow, deliberate motion. With each step, the factory seems to shift. The walls grow darker, and the ground beneath you trembles. You've been trying to escape, haven't you? But the truth is, you never left. You back up, your heartbeat hammering in your chest. What do you mean? He holds up a hand, silencing you. It doesn't matter what you remember. It doesn't matter what you try to forget. The air crackles with an almost electric tension as the factory shifts again. The walls stretch like rubber, pulling in on you from all sides. The shadows seem to deepen, moving closer and closer. You're here because you belong here. You always have. You can't breathe. The room feels like it's closing in on you, the walls pressing on your chest, the floor beneath you cracking apart. Everything you've done, the fire, the door, the people you hurt, it was all leading here, to this. A low hum vibrates through the ground beneath your feet. It shakes your teeth, rattles your bones. The factory is alive. It's changing, twisting, becoming something else. Something worse. And then you see it. The wall in front of you splits open. At first, it's a crack, a small line, but as the factory shifts and groans, it widens, and you see the truth. Beyond the cracked wall is the town. Your town. But it's not real. It's a reflection, twisted and warped. People stand in the streets, but their faces are blurry, like ghostly imprints of people you used to know. And they're staring directly at you. You thought you could escape them. Dee's voice is cold now, almost mocking. But the truth is, you are the door. A jolt runs through your body. You are the door? How? You look down at your hands. They're still yours, but they feel wrong. Almost as if they belong to someone else. Suddenly, the walls of the factory pulse. The shadowy figures around you grow taller, darker, their faces flickering in and out of focus. The town, the people, the factory, it's all connected. And D, he watches, his eyes gleaming with sadistic pleasure. You can't close the door. You never could. You were always meant to open it. You step back. What are you talking about? But then you hear it. A knock. Soft at first. Faint. But it grows louder. Closer. Knock. 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 It's coming from somewhere deep inside the factory. From the darkness you can't see. The walls seem to breathe with each knock. The knocking stops. And then, the voice. Let me out. The chill that washes over you is colder than anything you felt before. Something is behind that door. Something that shouldn't be. Something that wants to escape. And then, you hear it again. The knock. But this time, it's different. It's from behind you. You spin around, but there's no one there. No one except for D. He smiles that broken smile again. You think you can run, but you can't. Not anymore. The factory shudders again, and a screeching sound echoes from the depths of the building. The floor beneath you cracks. The walls bend and twist, and the shadows grow taller, darker, closer. It's time to let the door open. And as you watch in horror, the door, the one you thought you had closed, slowly creaks open. And behind it, you see them. The people from the town. Staring. Watching. Waiting. Let us out, and we'll set you free, Dee's voice calls softly, his words thick with promise. But you know better now. You know there's no freedom here. Only the door. And it's not just any door. It's the door that cannot close. The door creaks open wider, revealing what's behind it, a darkness that feels alive, as if it's waiting, breathing, pulling you toward it. And behind it, they stand. Figures from the town, the ones you thought you knew, the ones who were once human. They stare, their eyes empty, devoid of any recognition. The shadows cling to them like a second skin, twisting and shifting as though they are part of something unnatural, something that doesn't belong in this world. One of them steps forward, a woman you recognize, though she looks nothing like the person you once knew. Her features are distorted, her skin pale and stretched, her lips frozen in an eternal grin. Her voice is soft, but it echoes in your mind, a whisper that feels like it's wrapping around your thoughts. Let us out. You're the only one who can. You've always been the one. We need you. The words hit you like a wave, suffocating you with their weight. It's as if the world around you is collapsing under the pressure of the truth. The horrible truth that you have no choice in this. You never did. The door behind you groans, stretching open even further, the darkness inside it thickening, expanding, as though the world itself is being sucked into it. No, you shake your head violently, as if trying to wake up from this nightmare. But the figures don't move. They stand still, their eyes trained on you, and it's only then that you realize they're waiting for something. For you. We've waited for so long. Do you think we can't feel your fear? The woman's voice pierces the air again, colder this time. We're all trapped here, just like you. But we don't need to be. Not anymore. You glance around the factory, the walls bending in unnatural angles, the shadows stretching like living things, pulsating as they shift closer to you. It's all wrong. The factory, the town, Dee, and now the people, they're all part of this nightmare. And they're all connected to you. The truth settles over you like a suffocating blanket. The factory, the door, the people, the shadows, it's all linked to the choice you will soon have to make. The woman steps closer, her fingers brushing against the edge of the door, as if she's trying to pull the rest of the figures through. This is your chance, you know. You can end this. End everything. You can feel your heart racing in your chest, each beat pounding louder and louder, threatening to drown you in the fear that claws at you from all sides. You want to scream, to run, but you can't. The door won't close. You'll never leave until you make your choice. You'll never be free unless you decide. Her voice is hypnotic now, drawing you in. You'll never get another chance. You look at Dee, who is still standing in the shadows, watching you with that broken smile. His eyes are filled with something that almost feels like pity. You can walk away, but the door will always follow you. It'll open again, and you'll be right back here. You've always known the truth, haven't you? The room feels like it's spinning now. The ground shakes beneath you, and the air is thick with a sense of inevitability. The walls pulse with the rhythm of your heartbeat, the factories hum now louder than ever. You are the door. You are the key. Suddenly, you hear it again, the knock. But this time, it's louder, closer, and then it stops. A chilling silence falls over the room. The darkness seems to press in from all sides, and the figures standing in the doorway begin to move closer to you, their eyes now glowing with an unnatural light. Let us out. We don't belong here anymore. Neither do you. You realize the truth, the horrifying truth. You're not trapped in the factory. You're not trapped in the town. You're trapped in this moment, this decision. The door was never about escaping. It was about choosing. The price of freedom is not just stepping through the door, not just opening it. It's the sacrifice that comes with it. The price you'll pay for releasing them. And you can feel it. It's growing stronger. The weight of it. The inevitability. You don't know how much longer you can hold on. You don't know what's beyond the door, But you know one thing for certain. You can never close it. The door will always remain open. And behind it, they wait. The choice is yours. The door remains open, as though it's waiting for you to step forward. The darkness beyond it seems to stretch endlessly, like a vast, consuming abyss. But what really chills you is the silence. The silence that fills the factory and the town beyond. The silence that wraps around you, suffocating you, until it feels like the very air is thick with anticipation. You turn to look at D, his broken smile never fading. He stands motionless, watching you with an expression that can only be described as satisfied. Almost as if he already knows your answer. You can feel it, can't you? Dee's voice is barely a whisper. The weight of what's about to happen. It's always been this way. But you're the one who's finally here. The one who will end it. The figures from the town, the twisted shadows that are part of them, seem to move in unison. Their glowing eyes pierce through the darkness as they step forward, closer and closer, like the ticking of an unseen clock. The air becomes thick, heavy with a sense of finality. It's simple, the woman from before says, her voice a soft hum that crawls under your skin. Open the door fully. Set us free. You will be free too. The words repeat in your mind, each one sinking deeper into your thoughts, weighing you down. It's all you've heard since you first entered the factory. Open the door and you'll escape. But now, with each passing second, it feels less like a choice and more like fate. The price of freedom is inescapable. The figures reach out with their cold, empty hands, and you instinctively take a step back, your heart pounding in your chest. You can feel their desperation, their hunger. They need to be free, and you are the only one who can give them that. You think you have a choice, don't you? Dee's voice cuts through the silence, his eyes glimmering with something you can't quite place. But you've always known, haven't you? The price for freedom is never cheap. It never has been. The shadows move closer still. You hear the knocking again, but it's not from the door. It's from within you, deep in your mind. A constant, persistent knocking, urging you forward. The town is alive now, and it's waiting. You glance back at the door. The darkness beyond it calls to you, pulls at you like a magnet. But with every step you take toward it, the town itself feels like it's closing in, the walls of the factory twisting, the shadows growing longer, more pronounced. The figures are waiting for you to make your decision. They want to be free, but at what cost? Make the choice, Dee urges, his voice low, like a predator coaxing its prey. Open the door and set us free. Open the door and we'll be free. You'll be free too. You feel your body tremble, your mind racing. You know what you have to do, but something inside you refuses. You know the truth, there's no escape. With one last glance at the twisted figures, you know what you have to do. There's only one way out, but the question is, what are you willing to sacrifice? You step forward, slowly at first, but with growing determination. Your fingers touch the edge of the door, and the room shifts. The walls groan, and the shadows grow deeper, closer, as though the very fabric of the town is bending around you. But you don't stop. You push the door open further, feeling the oppressive weight of the world press down on your shoulders. The moment the door fully opens, you hear it. The screams. The figures in front of you writhe in agony, their twisted forms shifting as they seem to break free from their shadowed prison. They lunge toward you, their eyes wide with desperation and hunger. But it's not freedom they want. It's you. The town begins to shift, its streets now alive with the screeching sounds of the walls breaking apart, the ground cracking beneath you. The factory shudders, as if it's tearing itself apart. And then, it all stops. The figures are gone. The town is silent. You're standing alone, in the middle of the now ruined factory. The door that was once open is now closed behind you. The shadows that had once filled the room are now gone. Everything is still. Everything is quiet. But you're not free. You realize it too late. The price of freedom wasn't to set them free. The price was to take their place. And now, you are the door. You've become the key, the prison, and the thing that keeps it all alive. Welcome home, Dee's voice echoes, now distant and cold. The door will never close again. Not for you. Not for anyone. The silence is deafening. The air feels thicker than before, like something pressing down on your chest, making it harder to breathe. You stand there in the ruins of the factory, the door now shut tight behind you. The once pulsating shadows are gone. The figures are gone. But you're not free. You are the door now. The knocking begins again. A quiet, rhythmic sound, as if it's coming from deep within you, reverberating in the empty spaces of your mind. Dee's voice echoes in your thoughts, reminding you that there's no escape, no way back. You thought you could leave? You never truly understood. The town, it was always waiting for someone to make the final choice. Your hands tremble as you reach out, touching the walls of the factory. They feel like they're moving, like the town itself is shifting, alive in ways you can't understand. The floor beneath your feet seems to hum with a low, guttural noise, vibrating with energy. You realize the ground isn't solid anymore. It's becoming something else, something alive, growing darker with each passing second. The door will never close again, Dee's voice whispers, seeping into your thoughts. Not for you. Not for anyone. You are the door now. You are the key. The keeper. Forever. You stagger backward, the realization slamming into you like a freight train. You're not just trapped inside the factory. You're trapped in the door, the only one who can open it. The only one who can allow the figures to return. The ones who waited for you to make this choice. The ones you freed in exchange for your soul. But the cost isn't over yet. The town still needs its keeper. The price hasn't been paid fully. The factory itself seems to murmur around you, the walls shifting in response to your growing horror. The town, alive and watching, is silent now, but you can feel it, like the breath of something lurking, just beyond reach, waiting for the next step. You turn to look at the closed door. It whispers to you, calling your name, beckoning you to open it once more. You can't. You don't want to, but you feel the pull. It's like a part of you is drawn to it, tethered to it. A connection that can't be severed. Your eyes scan the room, the factory now empty except for you and the growing shadows that seem to stretch from the walls. They twist and curl around you like living tendrils, waiting, lurking in the corners of your vision. The sound of whispers fills the space again, so faint you can't make out the words. But you know they're there, watching, waiting, hungry. You realize that the town is alive, not in the way you first imagined. It's not just the people or the shadows, it's the entire place. The factory, the streets, the darkness, it's all part of something larger, something ancient, something that has been waiting for the right person. The one who would open the door. And now, it has you. You feel a tug in your chest, an urge to reach for the door once again. To open it. To end it. Or perhaps, to release what remains trapped inside. But you can never truly escape. The door, though closed, is still there. Waiting for the next victim, the next soul to cross over. In the stillness, you hear another knock, louder than before. Comes from inside you. It's not over, not yet. Dee's voice whispers again, cold and distant. This is your life now. The town will never forget. And neither will you. The door stays closed. But the knocking continues. And so, you remain. The door before you is no longer just a door. It's a living thing, pulsating with an energy that hums through the very air. You can feel it in your bones, vibrating deep within your chest. The knocking has ceased, but the silence now feels heavier, like something is waiting. You stand still, staring at it, unable to tear your eyes away. Your mind races as the weight of your actions presses down on you, suffocating you in the knowledge that you are now part of this town, part of the cycle you tried to escape. The shadows begin to stir once again, their forms twisting and bending in unnatural ways, but they don't come for you. They just watch, as if they're waiting for something. You've already opened the door. You've already crossed that line, and now there's no going back. You feel your fingers tremble as they hover over the door's cold, metal surface. There's something inside you, an insistent pull, urging you to do it again. But then, in the quiet, you hear it. A voice, clear and sharp, cutting through the stillness. It's Dee's voice, but it's different now. Deeper, more foreboding. It was never meant to be this way. The door, the town, the curse, it was all destined. You were always the key. You turn around, your heart racing, but there's nothing there. Only the shadows, still as ever, their eyes watching you. The town didn't need freedom, Dee continues, his voice now echoing in your mind, making your teeth ache. The town needed a keeper, and you've always been it. The realization hits you like a bolt of lightning, making your skin crawl. You weren't just trapped in this town. You were chosen. You were never meant to escape. You were always meant to take their place. The door wasn't just a way out. It was the way in, a threshold between the living and the dead, the past and the present. A place where souls are kept, and those who open it become part of the cycle. They can never leave. As the shadows begin to take shape, you hear another knock. But it's not from the door. It's from inside you. The knocking grows louder, more frantic. Your chest tightens as the shadows shift, gathering around you. You're no longer just an observer. You're part of the dark force that has haunted this place for years, part of the curse that has trapped the souls of the damned. It's time to join us, Dee's voice echoes one last time, full of dark satisfaction. You've opened the door. You've set the town free. And now, you're part of it. Forever. The darkness closes in around you, not in a rush, but in a slow, inevitable crawl. The shadows wrap around your arms, your legs, each passing second, until they feel like chains, pulling you toward the center of the room. The knocking grows louder, deafening now. But this time, it's not just inside you. It's all around you. The town is knocking, waiting for you to join it. You can feel the weight of everything pressing down, and for the first time, you understand the true horror of the town. It was never about the door. It was about control. The door is not an escape. It's a trap, and you have been caught. You try to scream, to fight back, but your voice is swallowed by the rising tide of darkness. The door begins to open once more, revealing nothing but an endless void, pulling at your very soul. You feel yourself slipping, falling into the abyss. The shadows that were once outside of you are now part of you. You are the town. You are the door. The last thing you hear before everything fades is the sound of a door creaking open. Not the factory door, but another door, one that has been waiting for someone else to find it. Chapter 12. The Final Knock. The darkness is all-encompassing now. The shadows no longer just surround you. They are you. They have become one with your very soul, consuming you from within. You can feel the cold grip of the town tightening, wrapping itself around you in ways you never thought possible. The knocking is louder now. It's no longer just a sound. It's you, it's inside you, echoing through your thoughts. You can't escape it. You can't escape what you've become. You look up at the open door once again, the abyss beyond it now calling you with an insatiable hunger. But there is something different now. The door isn't just an opening, it is a reflection of your fate, of the darkness that now defines your very existence. The town isn't just alive. It's aware. It knows you. It sees you. And now, you understand what you were never meant to. The door never needed to be opened. It was always a mirror, a reflection of those who sought to escape. Your breath quickens as the reality of what you've done sinks in. You weren't meant to escape. You were meant to become the door, the keeper, the one who would never leave. And as you stand there, fully consumed by the darkness, the knocking finally stops. The air grows heavy, oppressive. The sound of footsteps fills the room, echoing louder than the silence ever could. The door slams shut. You feel it, the finality. There's no more knocking. There's no more whispers. The town, the shadows, the curse, it's done. But then, just as you start to breathe a sigh of relief, you hear it. A single, soft knock. You turn, only to see the door has opened slightly. Just enough for you to see what's waiting beyond it. And there, standing in the doorway, is someone else. Someone who looks just like you. They step inside, eyes filled with terror, just like yours once were. They hesitate, just for a moment, before they, too, hear the knocking. The cycle is beginning again. End of story. A forever cycle. The horror doesn't end, it just continues. The door remains, waiting for the next soul to open it, to take its place, to become part of the endless, ever-repeating curse. And with that, the protagonist's journey is complete, but not the town's. The knocking never ends. The door is always waiting for the next one who thinks they can escape. And this time, it's you. This ending leaves the audience with a sense of unease, as the cycle is never truly broken. It suggests that the horror will always find a way to continue, making the town and the door something that can never truly be escaped.